want to make good ballets. The ballets that are interesting to look at and interesting to dance in. Choosing what to do next is a wonderful and scary moment. It almost always starts with the music, because I know that I'm gonna be listening to it a few thousand times. I have to love it. It's not always about perfection, and it's not always about the image. It's about the dynamics. It's about how the body moves through space.
I think you should not worry at all how you look. We look at her, and we look at the speed, and you literally just need to go like that. Okay. And we don't notice that. Yes, that's right. It's just the direction of you.
Oh.
Yeah, wait.
This is the CHOREOGRAPHY Institute's third session.
Alexei Ratmansky from Russia.
I remember I was asked to take part in the New York Choreographic Institute. That was my first time in New York. I remember how scared I was. I mean, what is bigger than City Ballet at the company of Bentgen? And then in 2006, I choreographed my first ballet for the company. That was Russian Seasons.
I heard that this young choreographer was coming, the director of the Bolshoi. And I remember walking in the room. His presence was lovely, but he was very specific.
I was so nervous, but I was prepared. I wanted to be up to their standards.
The very first steps were a walk, a walk, a walk. It's just 4 steps. And I couldn't get it right. He wanted it precise.
When you feel that judgment in the eyes of dancers, it blocks you. We see, what is it all about?
I was like, this might be a ballet that I'm gonna pull out of. I don't know if I can. But then I sat on the side and I watched his work with another dancer named Jennifer Ringer. And I was just in awe. And I was like, I have to be in this. I have to find a way to tap that in myself.
The gap is too big between 2 Ashleys. Sorry.
Alexei is incredible. He has literally a correction for every single step.
Emma Morin.
But he's also able to really bring an emotional undercurrent to all of the work.
Gentle, gentle, gentle.
I believe that every step could be done better.
Don't get too close to each other.
And there are hundreds of ways to make it look better.
Don't be upright too soon.
Alexei is very demanding in the studio.
Joe, you're too close to them, much further out in the wing.
It's like very clear what he wants.
When I don't like something, that's a good sign.
Pictures was really the first experience I had working with Alexei.
Can we do the opening one more time, the whole thing?
I was a young member of the Corps de Ballet. It was a cast of almost all principals and me. Watching him create the ballet was so interesting. It was so idiosyncratic. He's really tailoring things both to our specific strengths and pushing us.
This is something that amazed me the first time I worked with New York City ballet dancers. They do shape the material immediately. So it's really a collaboration.
Much better. Look to the audience. Thanks. Okay, so I think we need to repeat the bourrée diagonal.
I think I have a particular style more as a coach rather than a choreographer.
Joe, sometimes you overdo. Dum bum ba-dum bum 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 like this. Really minimize the ensemble and gain more time for rond jump.
I remember the first step he gave me. Every time I thought I had mastered it, he'd be like, okay, can you stretch farther? Can you plie more? And he'd be like, oh my God.
Continue. Go. Yes.
As he always does, he taps dancers and he pulls things out of them that they don't know they have.
Look, you're rond jumping behind your body. I think it's a different feeling. It's more like that. Don't lift it too high.
And it's part of his magic.
Yes. Uh-huh. All right.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Hi, Mark.
How do you feel about the way it looks?
I like it. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I just do a little like adjustments.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, feels very organic.
Mark Stanley does lighting.
Can we get the diamonds in there?
We collaborated on many ballets together.
Middle, yeah?
Yeah.
Not sure.
When he's in charge, I have no doubt.
I remember we were doing Concerto DSCH, and I was going to rehearsal, and he's working on very intricate detail with the corps de ballet. And so I lit the core pretty brightly, and he said, no, that's just in the edges. I thought, wow, you worked for hours on that choreography. Don't you want it to be seen? And in his way, it was seen because it added a dimension of mystery and curiosity to the piece. So the core gets very dark and mysterious. They even sit down in the corner of the stage and watch. But then he'll do something like Voices, which is totally outside the box. Yes, it honors classical steps, but takes it in a totally new direction.
It was a really interesting process in terms of music. We couldn't really count it because we were responding to like a ping.
It's such a gift for the viewer to go into his world of images and meaning.
No matter how much I want to create something that is important or beautiful, it's vital not to force anything and just to be attentive to the world around you.
I love Solitude. He dug very, very deep into himself for that piece.
The departure point for the ballet is based on a photograph of a father and son.
It was a horrific image from Kharkiv, Ukraine.
The father is kneeling next to his son, killed in a Russian missile strike. He sat next to his son, apparently, for many, many hours.
It is not about the war, it's about the loss. Somehow we are able to, after we react to it, to put it aside and continue. But with this war in Ukraine, it is my home, it is where my family lives, it is where I grew up. Russia attacked Ukraine, killed so many people, so many innocent souls. Why it is allowed? All these questions unanswered and haunting me.
He would say things that just hit me so hard. He said, if I had only listened to my son, who didn't want to go to school that day, he would be alive. I think these things in us are always there. Sometimes we need somebody else to reflect it. Alexei, in that way, can be like this cosmic mirror.
These are responsibilities of a free world. You have to use your voice and you have to react on the wrongs.
Before the curtain went up, we all stood around and held hands. And even the little boy understood that what we were doing was so important. It allowed us all to move beyond perfection and of trying to be beautiful. And it it was beautiful, but it was so much bigger than us.
One of the dancers told me how deeply it affected them while they were on stage. That was really a great moment.
The audience went crazy for it. People were crying. One of Alexei's greatest pieces of all time. A day or two after the premiere of Solitude, Alexei came to us and said, I'm going to do Paquita next.
I love Paquita. I think it's a jewel of a ballet.
He loves to honor history by making it brilliant for today. Balanchine did that as well.
If you really want to go inside the process of someone like Paquita, you have to stage it. It's an inner dialogue with those older ballet masters. And it's an important one. When I'm preparing a premiere, it's very intense. It's close to 24 hours a day.
Not the but
You go to bed thinking about it, and then you dream about it.
All right.
And then you wake up thinking.
Right. Yeah. Ladies, the last correction is, oh no, we still have 2 minutes.
The first run-through for me is actually one of the most exciting moments. Lighting design is the last thing that enters the process to get to opening night. We've picked the music, we've worked on the costumes, the musicians have rehearsed. So you need to have a certain calmness and let the choreographer know that you've got this.
Hold the pose until the curtain is down.
Because they're the ones that are super nervous. They're seeing it all come together themselves, you know. They've been working on it for months.
Do I have more to say? I don't know. It's not for me to answer. I don't think I know how to do anything else. Everything depends on the dancers. If they don't really dive into this world,
Cover of the Vogue or something. You look very stylish. Yeah.
it's going to feel flat. My official position as choreographer in residence is wonderfully exciting.
I don't have words for how excited I am that Alexei works with us on a daily basis. He's at the top of his game.
There's no question that Alexei's choreography is some of the best in the world. I'll drop anything when he calls.
We're all really excited to have him here. He inspires the whole company.
I think he's just getting started.
I treasure the most the trust that we have in each other. And when I go into the studio, I don't need to worry. We've been given this knowledge of classical dance, and it keeps living. And I think we have a responsibility to stage it, to keep talking about it, and to carry this tradition.